Congress's confusion is, do we give primacy to reviving the party, or do we give primacy to defeating the BJP-led NDA? Tejashwi Yadav participated in that yatra in the hope of energizing and enthusing his own vote bank for the impending election. So he also stands to gain by doing that. But because he's not given primacy in the Gathbandhan and a natural chief ministerial candidate with the Congress endorsing it, he is naturally unhappy. It will be Nitish and Tejashwi, and at the larger level, Narendra Modi will be there. I don't know to what extent. Rahul, certainly they will feel because he's had his drawn response in his voter Adhikar Yatra.
The upcoming Bihar Assembly elections are shaping up to be a high stakes battle between the Mahagathbandhan and the NDA, with both alliances struggling over seat sharing and leadership questions. Now, on one side, the Congress is pressing the RJD for a fair deal, citing its performance in the 2024 Lok Sabha polls and perceived success of Rahul Gandhi's yatra in Bihar. On the other, the BJP and JDU are tussling over equal seats, while Chirag Paswan's LJP is pushing aggressively for 40 seats. Now, amid this, Mukesh Sahani wants to be projected as Deputy Chief Minister, and Tejashwi Yadav is talking about contesting all 243 seats. Now, the question is, with so many internal pulls and pressures, how will alliances hold up, and what does this mean for Bihar's political future? And we have the Indian Express's Neerja Chowdhury here with us to answer all these questions. Hello, Neerja. Welcome to our show.
Hello.
Now,
Thank you.
Yes. Now, first, let's talk about Mahagathbandhan. Now, three things have happened recently. No chief minister face has been announced or even hinted at by Congress at least. Congress's Bihar chief has talked about contesting at 70 seats. He had said that RJD should give Congress respect as a national party. And then just soon after, Tejashwi Yadav in his rally said that no confusion over chief minister phase and that he will contest on all 243 seats. Now, somehow Congress and its alliance just before the election, they don't come across as united. It feels like some communication is missing. What do you think?
I think I would describe this period as a period of pressure politics, hard bargaining for seats. It's not the final picture that might emerge. And every party is doing that to get the maximum number of seats, to get the maximum amount of advantage, to be able to fight in this election, which you rightly called a high stake election. It will set the tone for the next year's elections, and Bihar is supremely important because in the past, Bihar has been known to have set new trends in the country. So, given that, now coming to your Mahagathbandhan question, uh, it is true that the Congress has shied away from projecting Tejashwi Yadav as the chief ministerial candidate of the Mahagathbandhan. He's the only and the obvious choice. Yeah. There is simply nobody else. And yet the Congress has not done it. Congress leaders keep talking about the people of Bihar deciding this question. Rahul Gandhi, when he was asked a very specific question on whether Tejashwi Yadav was going to be the CM candidate of the Mahagathbandhan, he did not answer. He evaded replying to that question. And I think that has riled the RJD rank and file, and it has led to them saying that they may be contesting all the 243 seats. In other words, they're not going to have an alliance with anybody. That is the signal. Now, the Congress is also bargaining hard. They're not declaring the chief ministerial candidate because this is going to be a bargaining chip for the number of seats that they finally get. Yes. Now, the Congress is the weakest player. It's the weakest player because it simply does not have an organization. You are right, but Rahul Gandhi's recent vote Adhikar Yatra, where he made allegations of vote chori, that drew large crowds and very enthusiastic response. Right. Now, Tejashwi Yadav was also part of that yatra, moving in step with Rahul Gandhi, but it was essentially a Rahul Gandhi show.
Right, right.
Now, that being the case, the Congress feels it is in a better position time to bargain for more seats. It has asked, as you said, has asked for 70 seats. And last time also it contested in 70, but its strike rate was very low. It only got 19 seats, as a result of which many people feel that the Mahagathbandhan did not make it to power. Had the Congress done better, or the
Yeah.
Congress not fought that many seats and left it to the RJD, the whole Mahagathbandhan might have fared better and may have been closer to par. Now, whether that's so or not, we don't know, but that is certainly the perception amongst the allies of the Congress party. Now, as I say, the Rahul Gandhi has raised an issue. I don't know what the resonance of the issue of vote chori is with the ground at the ground level with the ordinary people, but certainly Rahul Gandhi himself is being seen with new eyes. And that being the case, the Congress automatically says a better image of Rahul is equal to better prospects for the Congress, but that may not be the way things work out. Because it's one thing to enjoy goodwill,
Hmm.
it's another thing to convert that goodwill into votes. And the Congress so far has not had the Karyakarta or the organization to convert it into votes.
Hmm.
And it has also not made much of an effort. You know, Rahul Gandhi has conducted many yatras now. Bharat Jodo Yatra, East to West Yatra, and now this Vote Adhikar Yatra. But
Hmm.
nowhere has it led to a strengthening of the organization. It has strengthened, improved the image of Rahul Gandhi as a leader.
Hmm.
And I think that is the weak point of the Congress.
Hmm.
Now, but the Congress is nonetheless going to bargain hard. It is having its Congress Working Committee in Patna, which has not happened ever since 1940 when it was last held, and is
Right.
being held in Sadakat Ashram, which is the iconic place,
Hmm.
symbol of the freedom movement. It's where the first president of the Republic, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, used to live. So, in terms of symbolism, the Congress is sending the right signal. You know, they're choosing Bihar, they're choosing Katagat Ashram, and they are certainly giving the signal that Bihar is now going to be very important for us, and the Congress has decided to make a serious bid for reviving the party and for power in the Hindi heartland.
Hmm.
But everything hinges on the revival of the organization.
But as an alternative to NDA, now there's a common argument that the opposition never seems decisive. And do you think that when these arguments happen in the alliance, Mahagathbandhan, it builds negative impression on the voter, or is it okay?
I think it does create uncertainty that if they're fighting now at the outset, what is it going to be like afterwards in terms of when they have to share power? Yes, it creates question marks, it creates uncertainties. It's not the way to go. And I think the Congress's confusion is do we give primacy to reviving the party or do we give primacy to defeating the BJP led NDA?
Right.
Which is our first goal. You cannot say, I'm going to give primacy to reviving the party. If you do that, then you are not going to give importance to the alliance.
Right.
Then that becomes secondary. If you give importance to the alliance, then that means you have to first win Bihar for the alliance. Then
Hmm.
we will talk about reviving the party afterwards. I
Right.
think they're very confused on this. They're unclear on this.
And I think they pay
That's
heavily
why
for it.
the obvious thing is wholeheartedly to declare uh, Tejashwi Yadav as the chief ministerial candidate of the Gathbandhan to consolidate the response they have had in the Vote Adhikar Yatra.
Hmm.
Now, as because the Congress has not pitched Tejashwi Yadav as the chief ministerial candidate, Tejashwi Yadav took out his own yatra soon thereafter. 5-day yatra through 10 districts and 22 constituencies. And interestingly, he did not focus on vote chori in
Hmm.
this yatra of his. He focused on economic issues. He talked about prices. He talked about unemployment. He talked about crimes against women. He talked about rampant corruption in the Nitish government.
Right.
So I think somewhere he's trying to he's distancing himself. So
Hmm.
what is the signal that goes to the voter who says, yeah, this time I must give the Gathbandhan a chance?
Right, right, right.
They may think they're bargaining and playing pressure politics,
Hmm.
but the impact of it can be very costly on the voter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think Congress has paid for this in the past.
That's right. It has paid for this in the past. And the Congress, even while it sets its eyes towards revival in the Hindi heartland, it has to decide short term, this is my goal, medium term, this is my goal, long term, this is my goal, and
Hmm.
move accordingly and make its political moves according to that.
So, talking a bit more about it, so Congress's Bihar chief was very particular about which seats Congress gets. Like he described them good as good seats and bad seats. Is Congress trying to dominate, and is this fair?
Look, the Congress may not be trying to dominate, but as I said earlier, it's bargaining hard for the maximum possible seats it can get. I hope that the exercise is on who can win those seats, who's best placed to win those seats amongst the allies, rather than how many they get,
Yeah.
which would make sense.
Hmm.
So I don't think Congress is can dominate in Bihar. It's really, Bihar is the largest party is the RJD. The RJD has a Yadav Muslim base. It has to add a plus to that Muslim Yadav base. And a large number of Muslims and Yadavs came out during Rahul Gandhi's yatra, Vote Adhikar yatra. And the mobilization was also done by the RJD. Otherwise, that would not have happened.
Hmm.
And maybe Tejashwi Yadav uh, uh, participated in that yatra in the hope of energizing and enthusing his own vote bank for the impending election. So he also stands to gain by doing that.
Hmm.
But because he's not given primacy in the Gathbandhan and a natural chief ministerial candidate with the Congress endorsing it, he's naturally unhappy that
Hmm.
he's not being given his due. And therefore, he undertakes another yatra with other themes and to charge his cadre and also makes a statement that I'm ready to contest into all the 243s, that you can't push me around.
Right, right, right. Then I want to speak about Mukesh Sahani of Vikashsheel Insan Party. Last election, they were part of NDA and now Mahagathbandhan. He is demanding up to 60 seats and even pitching himself for Deputy Chief Minister. Now, how much leverage does he really hold within the alliance?
I think he is an important factor. These small parties, whether it's Jitin Manjhi's HAM,
Hmm.
which really represents the Musahar community,
Hmm.
which is the bottom rung of the Dalits.
Hmm.
And even today, if you travel in Bihar and go to the villages dominated by the Musahar, you're shocked that they should be living the way they do in the India of 2025.
Hmm.
So, but these small communities, these small parties representing communities do add up, particularly in alliances. And this time it's going to be one alliance against the other. Of course, there is a Prashant Kishore,
Yeah.
the election expert, and he's making a bit this time, and
Hmm.
he's undertaken Padyatras for 2 years. So people are also looking at him with great interest. He's a new face,
Hmm.
and I also look at it with great interest to see, does uh, space exist in our politics for new energies and new forces to break in.
Right.
So from that point of view, also Prashant Kishore will be very important.
Hmm.
Also to see whose vote he cuts, the NDAs or
Hmm.
the RJD or both.
Hmm.
Anyway, so these smaller groups will play a big role.
Hmm.
And whether we will get deputy CM-ship after the elections in the new government depends on the arithmetic that the new assembly throws up
Hmm.
and that the Mahagathbandhan manages to notch up. So also it is that Chirag Paswan party, may
Yeah.
get a deputy chief ministership in the NDA government if that comes to power. But
Yeah.
those are all post-poll scenarios that everybody is hoping that they will manage to get those positions.
Hmm.
But 60 is a very large number for VIP to be asking for.
Yeah. Today Owaisi said that he's ready for alliance in Bihar also. What do you think about him?
Well, in the past, he has been, as they say, vote katua,
Yeah.
and because he's, split the Muslim vote
Yeah, yeah.
and damaged the Mahagathbandhan or, the Congress side and Congress and its allies side.
Hmm.
So it remains to be seen that whether if they take him, uh, whether he will consolidate the Muslims
Hmm.
behind, but then he will also there'll be a price to pay, number of seats to give him,
Yeah.
or that the Mahagathbandhan feels that the consolidation of the Muslims is complete anyway behind them, and the Muslims will not stray to smaller parties, which will then enable, which is to the advantage of the BJP. Muslims have become very conscious that
Okay.
if their vote splits, the party that gains is the BJP on the other
Hmm.
side.
Now, moving on to the NDA. Now, BJP and JDU want to split seats equally, but Nitish Kumar reportedly wants at least one more seat than BJP. Now, what does this tussle reveal about the balance of power within the NDA?
I think it's very clear that Nitish Kumar wants one more seat in the BJP because he will want to retain the CM-ship.
Yeah.
And the BJP, even though Nitish Kumar's health has not been very good, and this is now well known in Bihar, the BJP is compelled to maintain his leadership and fight the election under Nitish Kumar's stewardship of the NDA.
Hmm.
And because it realizes if it breaks away, Nitish Kumar can jump ship, or Nitish Kumar is in a position to rock the NDA boat. Because then communities that he still represents will not take to it kindly, and they may de-link from the NDA. There is always that risk.
Hmm.
So BJP does not want to rock the boat at this stage at all. But I think even after the elections, if the NDA wins, even then the BJP will have to continue with Nitish Kumar. Otherwise, again, he can jump ship to the other side, to the Mahagathbandhan side, which is done on two earlier occasions.
Right,
And
right.
again, it will not go down very well with the constituencies that he still represents, which is the non-Yadav OBCs, which is the Mahadalits, which is the Pachmanda Muslims, and which is women of Bihar who
Hmm.
have kept him in power again and again.
Hmm.
So it will be very difficult for the BJP to dump him,
Hmm.
much as the BJP would like to be able to lead a government in Bihar.
Hmm.
That is its dream. So
Um,
things are not, there are many contradictions on both sides.
hmm, hmm.
But then contradiction is the name of the game as far as coalition politics is concerned.
Right,
And
right.
managing contradictions is how you manage coalitional politics.
Hmm, hmm. More than BJP and JDU, personally, Chirag Paswan's Lok Janshakti Party and JDU's equation interests me because Chirag has been critical about Nitish Kumar's administration, crime, etc. in Bihar. And he's close to Prime Minister Modi, at least that's what the projection is. He calls himself his Hanuman and is demanding 40 seats. How is that equation panning out?
Look, the biggest challenge for Chirag Paswan today, who is an up and coming star in Bihar and has to be watched very carefully, is how to persuade his cadre to vote for the NDA, which is led by Nitish Kumar, who they have stridently opposed in the past. That is his biggest challenge today.
Right.
And yes, he's considered close to Prime Minister Modi. Yes, it's possible that his party will be offered deputy CM-ship if the NDA comes to power.
Hmm.
And as I said, as a Dalit leader, a young Dalit leader who's viewed not only by the Paswans with favor in Bihar, but many young people are also looking at him with interest.
Mm. And what do you have to say about, Upendra Kushwaha, Jitin Ram Manji? How will they be accommodated? And are they bargaining chips or do they actually hold genuine clout?
And they certainly hold clout amongst their communities,
Hmm.
certainly do that. And
Hmm.
they will be accommodated. I
Hmm.
don't think they will, the alliance will want to lose them.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's a matter of, as you say, bargaining hard for the maximum number of seats they can get. But ultimately, at the end of it all, I think they will fall in line.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, Now, both alliances are grappling with some internal friction over seat sharing. Now, in your assessment, which alliance looks more vulnerable right now, Mahagathbandhan or NDA?
I think, if you're referring to a possible split in the ranks,
Hmm. Hmm.
I expect it in neither alliance.
Yeah.
I don't think they will split because it's in the interest of all of them to hang together. NDA parties to hang together,
Hmm.
Mahagathbandhan parties to hang together.
Hmm.
Otherwise, they might as well go home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, I will bargain that I get 20, and if I can't get 20, I get 18 or I get 15. I will go for that rather than fight alone, where
Hmm.
I might not even get that number that
Hmm.
I would win as part of the alliance.
Right.
I
Right.
don't expect them to split.
Hmm. Hmm. Do you see this election shaping up as Tejaswi versus Nitish, or is there a possibility of national leaders like Modi and Rahul Gandhi setting the tone of the election?
I think at the end of the day, this is a hyper local election in Bihar, which will be fought on caste alignments,
Hmm.
local issues, local, small parties and larger parties together, constituency wise battles. But of course, yes, Nitish Kumar will be leading it. And on this time, certainly Tejashwi Yadav, who's again a new chair, who's bidding for CM-ship, and his constituency will be very gung-ho about it. I hope the Muslim Yadav militancy does not put off the smaller OBCs who they need to get on board. Uh, this is the thing that Akhilesh Yadav managed to do in Uttar Pradesh in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections,
Hmm.
when EBCs, extremely backward castes, were added to the MY formula
Hmm.
because he told the Yadavs, don't be loud, assertive. He reined them in. So
Hmm.
it did not create a backlash amongst the other EBCs. I
Hmm.
think Tejasvi and the Mahagathbandhan need to do that here and ensure that they get the support of some Dalit communities and other EBC communities and some non-Yadav OBC communities. That is critical for their victory this time. So I think it will be Nitish and Tejasvi,
Hmm.
and at the larger level, Narendra Modi will be there. I don't know to what extent. Rahul certainly they will feel because he's drawn response in his voter adhikar yatra.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it will be all levels working.
Hmm. One add-on question. Um, Nitish Kumar has been jumping ships, okay, and a lot of issues, especially of that of illicit liquor, has been very, popular, and a lot of women have spoken against this. So, do you think that Nitish Kumar will has lost a bit of his popularity, and that might play against him, or his vote bank is still quite strong?
I think Nitish's hold has been on the wane, but that does not mean he's lost it. And it's something worth studying. Why Nitish Kumar, despite the flip flops he's made, continues to have the support of certain communities, which is not just only his Kurmis, Kurmi Koiris,
Hmm.
as I said earlier, the Mahadalits, the Pasmanda Muslim, and women, of course.
Hmm.
Now, but because he's been in power for so long, yes, the anti incumbency does take its toll. And also, indifferent health, ill health about which the state knows now, that also might, worry people and become somewhat of a factor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's see. Thank you so much, Neerja, for giving us time. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.